My name is Lecturer Kilaji, Bishop Kenya Michael Thomas speaking here in Nairobi National Government, Embakasi East Constituency, Embakasi Miango Ward, this afternoon. And actually, I said on several occasions, political pressure looking forward to be Kenya president come 13 September 2027 election. Together with my Vice President, Honorable Nixon Kukubo Jeremiah, retired Kenya Army Brigadier, was on ballot paper 2007. No, 2007, yes, 2007. And also, likewise, 2022 election, 2022 election. I was deputizing him as Vice President last general election of Kenya Republic 2022. Now we have changed, that guard of honor in military language is going to deputize me. Come September 13, 2027 election. I look also forward to have our Prime Minister, Honorable, Dr. Barack Hussein Obama to be our Prime Minister. I will just be a ceremonial president myself. He's going to help us, and also have two first ladies. That is Kenya, incumbent head of state, the youngest daughter, Miss Honorable Charlene Ruto, is going to be my first lady. He has interest in churches affairs, and he has also prayed for her husband. So be reasonable about God has answered our prayer. So I will call forward to marry also another first lady, Supreme People's Power President, youngest daughter, Honorable Miss also Imgat Raila Amolo Odinga is going also to be my first lady. He is currently East Africa Legislative Assembly Member of Parliament. So today, this afternoon, I'm speaking here in Nairobi National Government. I want to talk a bit of what I used to talk at other times, but just to remind you again, what is sin according to the Bible, sin in God holiness measurement, standard scale. In 1 John chapter 3-4, sin is redefined or defined as lawlessness. Sin is defined as lawlessness or transgression of the law. This means that sin involves disregard for God's commandment and rejection of His authority. This verse, which is actually in the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 4, is actually, I'm reading from New International Version Bible. So John chapter 3, 1 John actually, chapter 3 verse 4 talks about sin is lawlessness. It said clearly, I repeat it again, 1 John chapter 3 4, which was written by an old man, God-fearing man called John. He is telling us here, everyone who sin break the law. In fact, sin is lawlessness. So that's what actually I'm reading from New International Version Bible. So sin is lawlessness. In that case, it involves actual disregard for God's commandment and also rejection of His authority and the law of the land. Also likewise, like Kenya Constitution, if you don't follow also, it is also wrong. It is so shocking to hear even priests are breaking the law because they are not submitted to Kenya government. Most of them, particularly Standard 7 graduates. But secondary graduates, they're okay. But these primary school level, leavers who ended to be priests, they are messing up a lot. They don't vote. Last election, I'm the only one who voted here in Embakasi village. Alright? I'm the only one who voted here in Embakasi village social hall during the last election. And also Bishop, Very. We are the only two priests in Kenya Republic, Nairobi County Government who have voted. The rest, which are in Nairobi National Government, which is about 17 constituencies and 85 wards assemblies, they have not voted. So we are shocked. The same people are making a lot of noise. This is my, my voting card. Okay, I was actually electors card 0513. Okay, and my ID card is there, social hall is there, and then Embakasi is there, Nairobi, and my number was 0012879176. That's my number. I was among those people who voted actually in Kenya that time. I'm among actually people which have voted. I'm supposed to be number 12,879 and 176 people who have voted. When according to this card now, in elector's card number. The rest of other priests have not voted. So they're breaking the law of God actually. They are actually, if you don't, even Matthias, when Judas died, Jesus' disciples voted to get the right person. The right leader who was to replace Judas Iscariot, who have actually hanged himself. So we have so many fake priests in Kenya nowadays who are actually not secondary graduates. I was trained at the Kapsa Bible College, and you have to be a secondary graduate, and you must have passed well or university graduate from public universities for you to be accepted at Kapsa Bible College. Otherwise, God also wants the best. God does not need fools who don't understand what's supposed to be done. So I was trained at the Kapsa Bible College for 4 years. Kapsa Bible College, Nandi County Government for 4 years. I'm from Marsabit County Government, and we don't have colleges there, which are registered by Kenya government. And actually, I went again for Vision International University, an affiliate campus, University of Vision International University, Ramona, California, United States of America. Here in Limuru, an affiliate campus, Kenya, Kiambu. You have also to give out your accreditations, whether you have passed actually, the other colleges properly. You have to give out your transcript for you to be allowed again to do other degrees like masters or whichever degree you want to do. And from there again I went for further studies. Columbia International University Distance Learners. I've learned theology slightly more than 10 years. So God wants us even priests to vote. Alright? And to show actually submission to government according to Romans 13 verse 1 to 7. Now the most untrained priests are the one who actually making a lot of noise, even saying this government is bad, and they have not voted. Why do you blame the government of our Ruto government, the United Democratic Alliance Party of our Sir Dr. William Samarito, if you have not voted? Alright? Then you are not part of people who are submissive to the rule of law in Kenya, but you are rejecting God's authority and also the 2010 Constitution of Kenya. So I want the Kenyan to know this, particularly from churches, that you do not be misled by false priests. Sin is lawlessness, and if you don't vote, you are breaking the law of Kenya. You are not submissive to the Kenya government, and you have also break the law of God. Yeah? If one person could have not voted, Jesus' disciple Matthias could not have been actually be the first. Somebody else could have been actually. So God can use even justice using ballot box to get the right person. So the core of this definition of 1 John 3:4 is that sin is opposite of God's law. If you don't obey God's law, then it is an opposite. And also opposite to follow, the law of the land. So we can say the person is rejecting the standard and is violating of God's commandment. And they actually reclining to what the devil's work. So it's a transgression of law, sin. I want all priests to vote for me and whoever they want. In the next election, which is 13 September 2027, I want them to vote actually. Not to keep on refusing and telling people God does not want to pastor. Don't say God don't want pastors to be president. Say God don't want you, and you are not worthy to stand even on the pulpit because you are rebellious to God. So beyond reasonable doubt, we don't want people to isolate themselves from the society, particularly primary school dropout pastors. Okay? And also primary school left of us who have left primary school. We don't anybody who is a secondary graduate cannot say I cannot vote or I cannot be submitted to government. God can even use bad government to discipline people or good government, that case. So the wages of sin is death in Matthew 6:23, Deuteronomy 19:13, 1 Samuel 15:32 and 33. Prophet Samuel also killed Agag king because of he was so notorious, and so forth. Also, even Samuel also Elijah also has killed in First Kings, chapter 18, verse 40 and 19, has also killed 850 false prophets of Baal. Watu wanajifanya kama ni mapastors, lakini they are messing up. The priest decided to kill them, about 850, because the God said, do it. The same God. So in short, because I don't want to talk a lot, we have a lot of we have a bad relationship between Kenya and America, because the president of America is saying that this country is actually recruiting some kind of rogue people, armed people who are killing others and abducting others, and and doing all type of torture and killing civilians unnecessarily. So they are assessing. They have started to reassess the Kenya relationship between them and America, and even the intelligence of America and Kenya militaries. Their ties now are not in a good diplomatic kind of agreement. So the president of Kenya is given 183 days to shake his government. Otherwise, America will intervene. We don't know which step they will take, because it's a super nation all over the world, to save human beings who are being killed in this country. Black, white, and all races human beings are facing death here in Kenya. I agree with America in that kind of scenario, because we have also so many people who are now buried in the churches in Marsabit. In churches, African Land Church, I said on several occasions, we have 8 people in African Land Church buried in the Saku Consulate in Marsabit County, Kenya, in a mass grave, actually, who are killed by terrorists. The same people America are claiming to be rocks, armed people, militias killing people. And the government's aware, obvious, because they are not taking any step. And we have told them to, to compensate them, and they have agreed. Okay, but they have not yet released the money. There's a reason known to them again. I don't know why, but they have actually honored my request. These are the the people who are dead. You can see them here. We have actually these 4 students from university, Mr. Lantare, Jessica, Lobeile, Lemosor, and then Chuchu Lemosor, and Jessica Leado, Dan Lantare, Pete, John Lobeile, Peter Leobeile, and then Daniel Lantare, Jessica Leado, Peter Leobeile, Chuchu Lemosor, university student. And then choir members again killed: Lilian Larabo, Lilian Karawele, Peter Lemozoran, Dargaja, injured critically, Alan Daniel Moile, Lina Lesamza, Sayel, and Tamani Parawel Larabo. They are here, my choir members. And the priest who is selling people's blood is here. You can see him here. He's called Daniel Lamadada, actually. And together with another one with a fake degree from Situepe, self-proclaimed priest, called Pastor Daniel Siole, and also Songa Primary School headmaster Francis Lekanapal. They are listed here. Okay? The government, I told them I have proposed 50 million for 80 killed, and then 25 million for 4 injured. The government has honored, actually, honestly speaking, the Kenya government. They have agreed for execution and compensation, but not yet. They have not yet released the funds. So both the office of the president and office of the deputy president, they have agreed, sure. Honestly speaking, they have not said no. They have agreed, but they have not now released the money. They are still telling me to wait. I'm going again on Monday to check whether the check is ready for us to take to Marsabit, and then we go and work with the county commissioner there, and also district this deputy county commissioner, Mr. David Saruni, and also James Kamau, county commissioner. They are all there, and then they are waiting me actually to take them the check, the money, and the matter we are going to resolve and furnish the office of the president with action we are going to take, even to kill those terrorists if we have to find them. This year. So the office of the president have agreed. So I just want the world to know that they are not negligent in that case, but they are still not release the fund only, but they will, obviously. There is no other offices above this. Alright? The office of the deputy president also have agreed. on February 2025, and the Office of the President have agreed on May 23rd, 2025. You can check it here. And these are the only offices we have. There's no other offices above this. Ms. Madam Honorable Bivalin Opora signed on the behalf of the President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto is the one who have authorized her office to do that, because that is his office. And also Deputy President Office have also authorized Mr. Honorable Kimani Kiru, Principal Administrative Secretary, likewise. And this one is also is Internal Security and National Administration Principal Secretary Opora. They have agreed, and they have also said actually we are also to have some kind of other people to help us, law enforcement officers from security. That is actually either Kenya Army or paramilitary, and forensic also there are people who are expert, the medical doctors and forensic experts, and also public health. It's also stated here. Alright, they're supposed to be also with us. Maybe we will also have a lot of media houses from national and international who are going to do that, to be with us. Alright, it is written here. We are going to involve also the law enforcement, forensic, and also public health officers. And then myself, I will also now be there as the complainant. And then they have said when they are resolving the matter, I will be there also myself, Bishop Kenya Michael Otome, following the President orders. And then we will furnish the Office of the President with the action we have taken. So actually, the action we can take is it can even involve death, sure, beyond reasonable doubt. We can kill people if we find them criminals. That's what the Bible says, actually. The wages of sin is death. And we show no mercy in Deuteronomy 19, verse 13, for people who are killing others. The same priest again, Daniel Madada, sold again part of this church, 3.5 acres. Was sold it, and also the church dispensary, AIC, with 4 rooms, block house with 20,000, and then 15,000 given him, and then 5,000 remaining. This year clearly, with other priests, with other elders also of the church, which are not allowed to do that actually, all of them, but they have decided to do it, to violate God's, to transgress the law of the land and the law of God. Mr. Philip Lakapana II, and also Pastor now, which is now Bishop of the Church Marsabit, Daniel Dubugola Madada have signed, and also Mr. Daudi Barnaba signed secretary, and then Philip II Lakapana, also church elder, and also Assistant Chief Solomon Alkayo Tabatai has signed, who have released the money to give this, the priest and then 3 elders. Maybe each of them has taken that case. Now they have given 15,000 to 5,000 each of them. In that case, all right. We are the same priest actually, the one here. You can see him here. So if the priest is not respecting God, Pastor Bishop Daniel Amadada of African Church, does he? You cannot also respect also God. If you cannot respect God, who human being, you can sell the blood usually to sacrifice them and living with terrorists. We don't know. That's the one I mentioned actually. Another self-proclaimed Pastor Daniel Isiole is also the one now. He's actually making people to sing on top of the graveyard of that place. Alright? To encourage some more deaths. But now he's not in the church compound. He has run away. He's not there living inside the church. So if people don't fear God, they don't even fear to kill others. Okay? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When I went to teach Narok Bible College is when they now mess up and kill all those choir members of mine. Alright? Narok County Government. So the AIC also have given me, actually as a pastor of AIC, have given me stations. Because that is now the graveyard church now is, I was a pastor, and they have not given me money. The District Church Council of Marsabit have not given me money for 25 years, since December 31st, 2000 up to today. Many priests are also killed. We don't know where they are. Last time I was there in Marsabit was actually September 27, 2008. 201, it is here. Alright? And these are our meetings. You can see me here. I am also in here. Okay? This is the last meetings we had actually. And all these priests have been actually massacred. We don't know where they are, particularly whites. Reverend Colin McDougall of Kalasha, who also Brian Hoffman, Reverend Brian Hoffman, those are Americans. And then we have also Reverend Tim Tisdale, America, Reverend Tim Hans, America, Reverend Del Beverly, okay, Dr. Pradam Dog Fucking is a German. Then we have also, other affected priests, like also Jonathan Woodworth is a Reverend of America. We don't know where he's here. Reverend Tim Hans of Kulal branch. Reverend Del Beverly of Kulal branch. And then we have also Reverend Jim Tisdale of Kulal branch. Nick Swanable of Southern branch, that is called. That's a South Africa missionary, British. And then we have also Reverend Tim Knowles is an American, Reverend Tim Kelday, American, Reverend Gary Chopin, American. And then McDougall I've mentioned, Brian Hoffman and his son, Reverend Henderson and Reverend Howard Anderson, and Reverend Herbert Anderson, and so Reverend Gary Chapin. Okay, all these people I've mentioned, and also one is not here. Among others, maybe I've forgotten, is actually Charles Barnett family. So we have so many priests. Reverend Tim Kelly, also American, is we don't know where about. So these people have been actually stolen in their stations, and their vehicles are being misused now in those deserts actually, and their properties have been actually destroyed, have been stolen when I left myself there. So the terrorists have taken over because now we don't have a well-trained priests. We have only some few, alluding with a terror group, which has under 7 leavers, primary school levels leavers. I'm given these stations. That is page 1. Page 2. Page 2 also I'm given this station. Page 3 I'm given this station. Alright. So I can shortly just mention a bit the station I'm given, and we are going to call them Interdenominational Church International because AIC are used by terrorists. So that in brand we are going to change the name. I'm given actually Moyale Station, AIC African Church, and then Moyale Dabel Station. Number 3 Gargasa Station of African Church, and then Marsavi Township and Marsavi the AIC Guest House. Number 4, number 5 the Bukombo AIC. Songa AIC also I'm given with that one now with the mass grave people, 8 of them in the church compound, and then number 7 Kituruni, and then I'm given number 8 also Karare, and then Kamboe station, number 10 Logo, and then 11 Laisamis, and then 12 Court station, number 13 Gurnit station, South Horse station 14, 15 Loyangalani station, Old Road station number 16, 17 Ngororoi station, 18 actually Arapal station, Kalasha station number 19, and then I'm given also Kurkum station 20, and then Ileret station number 21, and then 22 Gatap station number 22, and 23 Los Kraji station 24, Marsablo Lilling station 25 not listed here, Merile station, and then number 26 I'm also given actually Barnett station. So I have actually written to British also to check some priests of Anglican Church, which are also there in the church of Anglican Church in Marsabit, because they have requested me also to tell British, not only I see were affected. We have the founder of that church called actually Stephen Houghton. He's a British. He's going to be exhumed and taken to British. We have also, and I also paid money, 50 million. And then also we have Adano Tuye, Bishop Adano Tuye Gabra, Bishop William Wako Borana. They're also supposed to be exhumed and buried in the right way and taken to British. They will be all exhumed. The wife of Adano Tuye, Bishop Adano Tuye is alive, is called Helen Kabale. The bishop also, William Wako is also actually alive. Miss Naomi J. Gilo Wako is alive, and also Miss, Helen Kabale, they are alive. I've written to to British, and they told me they will honor what I said also. They have not objected. So I've also written to America. They have not objected. They will also check for their priest, because we have an embassy here. It is here. So that is the work I've done so far. And I just want to tell the president, actually, to minimize his trouble, because he has traveled a lot. The president, since to elected, he has been to various countries for purposes which are not actually beneficial to Kenya aside. One of them is the United States of America, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Uganda, and then Tanzania, Egypt, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and then South Korea, Eritrea, and Washington D.C. During particularly the former President of America, His Excellency's Joe Biden time,